Who's ready to tiki your ears off? You? Good, because today I have our first repeat artist, Mr. Moai and the Tikiheads are back with a new 5-song EP to tickle your auditory ossicles. Now, to be honest, I had no idea Mr. Moai had a new release in the works when I first reviewed the album Surfotica Deluxe a few months ago. If I had, I might have held off on that review, but as I like to encourage independent creators in the making of new music, well, what better way than to spotlight new releases while they're still new? In case you are new to all of this, Mr. Moai and the Tikiheads is based out of North Carolina. And it isn't actually a band in the general sense, but rather a single fellow, Mike Young, who goes by the nom de Exotica, Milton Moai, playing all of the instruments with the exception of an occasional guest artist. It's a fun bit of escapist fantasy. As for the music he creates, it's a fusion of exotica and lounge, but it's not limited to just those styles. Which brings me to their new release, Echoes of Exotica. Longtime viewers of Tiki Your Ears Off may be familiar with my complaints about short 6-track albums that seem to have become more common in recent years. One may think Mr. Moai is in my crosshairs, as the new release features only 5 songs. But one would be wrong. See, Mr. Moai properly identifies the new release as an EP, extended play in the old parlance, which distinguishes itself from an LP, that is long playing record, which dates back to the glory days of vinyl. It doesn't hurt that Echoes of Exotica is reasonably priced at $7, which I find wholly appropriate for a 5-song package given the expense and effort invested in the recording. Echoes of Exotica is a bit of a departure from previous Mr. Moai and the Tikiheads recordings, as 4 of the 5 songs are classic covers. On Surfotica Deluxe, Mike Young wrote every track on the album. On Echoes of Exotica, however, he has only one songwriting credit, the eponymous finale, Echoes of Exotica. The other songs hail from the golden age of Exotica. Don't expect to find Quiet Village and Yellowbird here, however. These are classic covers for sure, but while I would not go so far as to call them obscure, they're certainly less common than others you may have heard. First up is one song that's long been a favorite of mine regardless of the interpretation. Bamboo Tamboo, a song that references the bamboo drums of Trinidad, popularized in the US by the Norman Luboff Choir from their 1957 album, Calypso Holiday. I have always loved the rhythmic groove of this one, and Mr. Moai's version does not disappoint. There's some Latin percussion here and a sly electric bass line that works really well with the vibraphone. There's a subtle use of jungle sound effects at opportune moments that set this version firmly in the classic Exotica arena. It's a fun, bright version that's a nice contrast from the moodier sound this song usually takes. Next up is Pool of Love, a Les Baxter composition from the 1960 album Sacred Idol. Again, we have energetic Latin percussion driving the rhythm, which isn't terribly surprising considering how much Baxter incorporated Latin motifs and instrumentation into his Exotica compositions. I'm also generally wary whenever a flute carries the melody in Exotica. But here, as with Baxter's original recording, the instrument is well integrated and feels a natural part of the music rather than standing out and doing its own thing. And now that I've listened to it umpteen times, I'm struck by how faithful this is to Baxter's original arrangement. Yes, it's stripped down dramatically from the full orchestra Baxter incorporated, but it's not wholly reconstructed the way Martin Denny often did with his combo. Finally, we're going to take a listen to the one original song on this EP, the title track, Echoes of Exotica. This is an original piece of music that immediately feels familiar. The percussion, of course, recalls Baxter, and there's overt references to his song Taboo. The piano-fueled melody is absolutely evocative of Denny. There are other musical phrasings here that are incredibly familiar that I cannot quite put my finger on. It's almost, but not quite, like an overture for Exotica as a whole. Which makes sense, as Young announces his intent right there in the title of this one. It's well done, so I have no complaints. It does bring to mind, however, the absurdly successful Hooked on Classics albums put out by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, which took a bunch of classical music movements, significantly copyright-free, and recorded them as disco-infused medleys in the 1980s. I'm not saying disco Exotica mashups are the inevitable outcome of this, at least I hope not. But it does make me wonder what's possible if Young leans harder into the historical songbook of Exotica, reconfiguring it in new and interesting ways. Yeah, my brain goes weird places sometimes. Suffice to say, Echoes of Exotica, the EP and the title track are worthy additions to the genre. If you are able, please consider supporting the independent artists so they can continue to grace us with new and original work. I will, as always, include the link below. So, until next time, Tiki if you got 'em.